This next song I'm going to play for you is a song which was born in a hotel room, like a lot of the second album that became known as Strenght. It's the saying that you have the whole of your life to write your first debut record, but only a few months to write the second. And this is one that we wrote on the journey, on the road. And it was actually, began life in a hotel in London. We were playing down there to play a show in London. And Eddie McDonald, our bass player, had gone down with a kind of rock and roll star man flu. And so we had to go to his bed for about 8 hours to see if we could get better. And we dosed him up. I went out and got him all the night nurse and the paracetamol. And I tucked him up in his bed and gave him all his stuff. And I put the telly on for him as I left the room and left him till sound check time. Now, if you ever stayed in a hotel in the 80s, you'd have found that there was only ever 4 channels on the TV. And they were all in English, right? But if you were lucky enough and stayed in the kind of hotel that the alarm would stay at, there would be a 5th TV channel. And it was often a video loop of where you were staying about the historic places. Now, if you stayed in London around 1983, 84, and you saw this video loop, it would have told you about the House of Commons and Buckingham Palace. Now, Eddie McDonald, being a rock star, couldn't get out of bed to turn the channel over. And obviously they hadn't invented remote controls at that point in history either. So he was stuck in his hotel room with this video loop going round and round and round for about 8 hours straight. And I came in to see him just before the sound check. And I said, he didn't say, "How you doing, Mike? You okay?" He just said, "Mike, turn the bloody telly off with it." And he said, "I got the telly." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I've been watching this loop about the House of Commons for 8 hours, it's doing my head in." And he goes, "But there's one interesting point in this video loop, and it's about the Tower of London. And it says that if you go to the Tower of London, you'll notice that it is inhabited by thousands of black ravens. And there's a legend that says if the ravens ever fly away from the Tower of London, it will signify the fall of the British Empire." I did say, now we've got to write a song about that. But, respect to England, by the way. And so I went even further. I thought, I'm going to write a song about this. And I went away and I did my research. I went to the Tower of London because there was no Wikipedia or internet in those days. It all had to be done with hard graft. So I went down to the Tower of London and I noticed and found out that if you ever look really closely at the ravens in the Tower of London, and this says a lot about England, that all the wings of the birds have been clipped so they'll never ever fly away. Yeah, right. God save the Queen and all that. Anyway, this is called The Day the Ravens Left the Tower. I've swept the floors of all my kids. I've opened doors and let the tourists in. Days of wine and roses, prime ministers' red robes. These days are gone. to the bloody tower, watching the crowd duels. A penny for the geyser. Will you vote left or right? These days, long towers fall, St. Paul's Cathedral burns, the town blocks are gone. Somewhere in the distance, like currencies are crying, should be by her side. 'Cause this is the day the rapists left the tower. This is the day the rapists fly away. Fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away. And if I live to see the dawning of the day, I hope I'm in your arms when we get swept away. Oh darling, I will be home soon. Darling, I will be home soon. A pocket full of roses, a tissue, we all fall down. Now this next song I'm going to play for you is it was really sparked by incidents that happened in this part of the world here in the Northwest, and in the early 80s when the government at the time decided to close the shot and steel works. And it put 8,000 people out of work in one day. It was a terrible act, terrible blow to everyone who lived in this part of the world. And it's very easy to kind of maybe write a song about the villain of the police, but I wanted to write something about the effects it had on the community, because it didn't just affect 8,000 individuals. It tore down the world of thousands more people who depended on those 8,000s for life. Families, mothers, sons and daughters, schools, local businesses, communities, all needed these people to live for that life in the community. And what inspired me to write this song was not looking at the villain or looking for an act of vengeance. I was moved by the heroism I saw in our communities right here, from where I live in North Wales, right here to the banks of the Dee in Chester. I saw people make something out of absolutely nothing. Some people who took the smallest thing they had and turned it into a lifeline for themselves and their families and the community. And this is what this song's all about. It was going to be called Steel Town, but my favourite band from Scotland, one of my favourite singers of all time, and friend Stuart Adamson from Big Country, stole it off me and then christened their album Steel Town, so I had to find another way to say what I wanted to say, so I christened the song about where it was born, and this is a song called D-Side Town. The iron gates clang in the steel mill town, a man breaks down to the unemployment sound. He takes the last walk down that old coast road, in the dire death throes of all that he knows. The sight of those men walking through the gates was like a late pin pony at the end of its days. Still one question after all this time: is a working man born to live and then die? Fire, 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 fire. I see your hands, come on. See us, Chester. See, say. Fire, 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 fire. Come on. The odds were drawn before you were born, before you first dreamed on. Your name was called. There's men who wanna kill, men who wanna steal, men who wanna drown you in your own tears. The only trust you know is from the ones you love, handed down from bottom to son. A woman gives love to a man disowned by the words he thought would never give him up. Come on. Fire, 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 fire. To build the ships, to sail the sails, to cross the sea out blues. To be dealt the cards, to play our hand, to win or else to lose. In this cruel world, the king's a man when he's down. Let's go, your feet, come on. Sing Chester, rising up, come on. Oh, 1, 2, it'll be sunshine, 8,000 way down on a February day in a child in the rain. No winners, just losers and cuts and bruises. As I'm picking out hell, the industry's died. Still one question after all this time: is there working man born to live and never die? The two high lines walking out the sky of the new ghost town. They're still as fun. Come on. Fire, 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 to build the ships, to sail the sails, to cross the sea of fools. To be dealt the cards, to play our hand, to win or else to lose. In this cruel world, it takes a man when it's down, down to the ground. And still tell these eyes. Now Lady Luck smiles on the few in this world, but I hope and I pray she smiles on you. I ain't gonna preach, I ain't gonna teach, I'm just gonna sing about the things that I need. A little bit of love, a little bit of hope, a little bit of strength, so good for the fire. Fire, 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 go! Fire, fire, fire. will prove that in 1976, Mike Peters was the first ever punk rocker to come from Wales. Well, Steve Strenght isn't here anymore, so you can't deny it, rest his soul. But I was #1 punk from Wales. And my journey from punk rock started here in Chester at Quaintways in October 1976. I came here to see a band called the Sex Pistols. It was life-changing, and I went home, back to Rill, and I was a changed kid. And I became a punk rocker overnight. And on my way to school, I ripped my school blazer to bits and put it back together with safety pins. And I got away with it for about 5 days, because when I got home I told my mum someone battered me in the school playground. But to become a real punk rocker, I needed to get some black skinny kind of drain pipe trousers. And that was hard to come by. In 1976, 77, there was no top shop on the high street. You had to kind of look really hard for these kind of things. There was an advert at the back of Sounds on a melody maker, and it said, skin tight black jeans, mail order. So I wrote off for these skinny tight black jeans, and they came in the post, and I ripped open the package, and I put them on. And guess what? They still fit me today. Anyway, the night came to go out into Rill as a punk rocker for the very first time. I knew I was going to be in trouble because I asked my dad for a lift into town, and he dropped me 3 miles away by Ridland Golf Club. It was so his mates wouldn't see how bad his son was turning out. So I had to walk into town, and when I got into Rill, I walked down the high street, and it's the kind of place where I knew everybody. But all of a sudden, as I walked down the street as a punk rocker, they didn't want to know me anymore. And I walked all the way to this club called the 69 Club. I still don't know why it's called that to this very day. I went in, and again, I knew everybody in there. It was packed with people from Rill. I knew everybody. But all of a sudden, they didn't want to know me anymore. And as I stood in the middle of the dance floor, everyone moved away to the far corners. So all of a sudden, I was left alone on the middle of the dance floor, a very lonely punk rocker. Anyway, the DJ, he took pity on me, put a punk rock record on the jukebox. Went like this. You had to come out of that bored look on your face, arms dead straight by your sides like this. I was doing great, when all of a sudden the dance floor filled again, and everybody from Rill was at my feet and all diving out of my feet. And it was at that moment that I realised, if you're going to go out as a punk rocker, make sure you've got your 50p pieces stuffed deep inside your pockets. They were bouncing everywhere, and everyone was getting loaded, except me. Anyway, I used to go to this club in Manchester, in Collyhurst, Manchester. It was called the Electric Circus, and it was there that I saw the Buzzcocks for the first time, and the Damned. I saw the Clash on the White Riot tour. It was an amazing place, incredible place of discovery, self-discovery. And I came home one day, and I walked down Rill High Street, and there, on the other side of the road, was a guy who was 7.5 foot tall. He was another punk rocker, and I knew as soon as I saw him, I'd never be alone ever again. We became instant best mates. His name was John, and he came over and said to me, "Yo, Mike, you're starting this